I don't know how to say it. I'm already rattling enough as it is. It's 12 after noon, and I'm having a hard time. It's the 28th of March 2022, Monday. Yeah. Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. I, my medical conditions are getting worse. Scared the hell out of me, embarrassed the hell out of me, and it frightened me no end. And it's gotten me to the point where I don't know. I know what I know I have to do. I'm too damn scared of doing it. I'm setting an appointment with a doctor that I just got, and seeing my whole life change and my whole world change. It's taken me a hell of a lot of nerve just to see a couple of years back. One doctor that I did get assigned to, and I only saw the nurse, and I got pissed off about the nurse because I couldn't see the doctor. I don't want to run into that situation again. It's a different insurance, so I don't think I should. But I'm scared as hell. All the videos I've been trying to do, I've been trying to tell you how the hell I've been doing these days. Besides suffering through the four mental horsemen, oh, I got water. Hold on, I can't even talk right. My nerves are shot right now. My narcolepsy's gotten insane at this point, where I just sit in the chair and I'm watching a show, and then all of a sudden I'm waking up about 15 minutes later. I'm still in the chair, realizing I missed most of the show, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And I felt tired enough to go back to bed and sleep. And this happened this morning. My sleep issues have been tormenting me for the past, oh, God knows, about a year already. The narcolepsy has been about 2 or 3 months. The sleep apnea I've had for 20 years, roughly. My mental health illness, well, I've had the PTSD stuff happening since the age of 4 years old, but never properly diagnosed. I've had heart surgery at the age of 4 years old, open heart, 1970. Died on the table 3 times, came back to life. The start of it all. I've had anger issues towards a biological sperm donor that never showed up. I've had my left elbow broken at 72. And 3 spaces in here. I've had a car accident, major car accident, 1976, age 9. Smashed my face. I was a passenger during that time. Damn near died on that one. Eye surgery about 1982, 83, correcting strabismus. I had medications given to me by my primary care physician around 84, 83, 84 to 85 of Accutane to get rid of acne, and damn near became suicidal. It was nowhere indicated that cancer drugs could be so damn harsh on a damn body. Thank you, Roche Laboratory. I have lost a lot of relatives and friends, and it hasn't been easy to deal with grief a great deal, but I had to compartmentalize it. Over the past 20 years, I have lost, within the past 20 years, I've lost two mothers, one cousin that resembled a sister to me, a big brother, last of my natal family. Too many damn pets. I damn near killed myself by having a tire drop on me. But I didn't cause the damn thing. A supervisor did at a Walmart. Hit me in the face. As I'm looking up, trying to avoid this damn thing, see what my supervisor was trying to do, hits me in the face with a truck tire. 70 pound. 265, 65, 15. All weather. Beef E treads. I swear to God, these things were gonna kill me. I went that way with my neck, and my lower back went this way. And I was still standing on my feet, and it blanked out for I don't know how long, but nobody called the hospital on me. This was back in March of 2012. And lost a job because of it. I couldn't function anymore. I've had tendonitis in both wrists. Diagnosed about 2003. Had to sleep with wrist braces. 2002. I was diagnosed as having sleep apnea because I kept sleeping and vapor locking. Stop breathing for about 100 times a night. I got tested by it. So I've been under a sleep machine ever since. I'm not under a course of any treatment of any sort. But after 2018 losing the last of my natal, losing my big brother, mentally, it's when everything shut down inside and I couldn't function afterwards. It's like everything that I had suffered, everything that I had gone through in my entire life, I didn't know who the hell I was. I didn't know what the hell I was. But part of me was still trying to function by battling out to keep a roof over their head. And to fight off bed bugs. And all I could do was be in shock. It was back in 2019, 20 where the emotional triggers have been putting me through emotional roller coasters ever since. I had been a student, and actually I still am a student, for about 6 years over at Antelope Valley College. 2 courses at a time until after David died. And then it's been 1 course because I've been trying to struggle with it. I wanted to get a visual. I wanted to get a visual so I can hand this over to the doctors and let them understand what I have been through. I have my family has a history of drugs, alcohol, hypertension, diabetes 1 and 2, cancer, and a few other things I can't think of. Mental health illness, yes. And I guess that's about it for right now until I can actually look at the stuff in print. But I am not a well person for right now. My current diagnosis for myself, and I hadn't seen a doctor for this one for a couple of years. I had medical insurance through Aetna Insurance. There was a Dr. Lee or Lim or something like that on Long 10th Street in Lancaster. I spoke to a nurse instead of a doctor concerning about my situations during that time. It's about 3 years ago. And I was unhappy with the service. I was unhappy by not being able to see a doctor, but just a nurse for my medical care. She wasn't even a physician's assistant, just a head nurse. It's one thing to be triaged by a head nurse. That's another thing to seek treatment through a nurse. I see it through a doctor, not through a nurse. I've had behavioral health therapy sessions about 10 years ago. It was right after the tire dropping on my face. Currently, from the top to the top, I still get headaches from time to time, but I know I get more neck spasms, muscle spasms in the back of the neck and in the side, my right side, extending downwards. I still feel the pain in the lower back regions, the lower lumbar regions. I still feel tenderness in my neck sometimes. I get the emotional whiplash effect of what the hell happened. I had dreams of it, of the tire falling on my face a while ago, but I've had other weird ass nightmares that scared the living fuck out of me. I'm a non-smoker. I haven't smoked. I haven't taken any drugs. Used to be alcoholic, like-minded, but according to some people in 12-step programs, I'm recovered. I haven't drank anything except water, juices, coffee, tea. My feet have been killing me for the past several months, about over a year. They've been tingling, hurting, sometimes squeezing, shooting pains. sometimes a constant throb, both left and right. I have been able to get my toenails clipped. My feet, my hands have not been tingling, but every so often I'll get a shake every so often. I am afraid of doing this because I am scared shitless of things right now as it is. Because of the tire incident and the PTSD I've had diagnosed, I've been under disability. I'm afraid of going into conflicting situations where I don't know if I'm going to be. I don't. I'm afraid. I'm thinking the possibilities at this point. It's just. I'm not doing too well on that. I'm not doing too well on that. I was told by an orthopedic back in back in the day of 2012 that it was nothing for my back. And it was nothing for my neck. I felt like I was discarded. I knew I was problematic. I knew I was in trouble. I knew my back was screwed up to the point where I was not going to be able to go out there and work the way I wanted to do or the way I could have done. And I can't work these days because I'm the same way. I also use a cane to get around, but long distances, and it's still hard for me to get around, even though, yes, I am overweight. I am obese. I am between 3 and 400. I haven't checked my blood sugar in a long ass while. Not even when I had seen that nurse, there was no opportunity for my blood. They were focused merely on the damn cane I had, and it embarrassed the hell out of me. And I don't do too well when it comes down for medical professionals to judge me that way. 56 years old. Some people my age would be already retired, and me, I was still going to be working. If I had not been injured on the job with the tire, if I hadn't had all the damn drama I've had with losing family left and right, I still would have probably been working left and right. But I am so damn emotionally distraught sometimes. It's not even funny. I've had triggers that have put me into depressive stages where it's taken days to get me past it. I knew I was in shock for about a few months right after my brother's death. Prior to that, I've had a surrogate mother die, and I've had my real mother die, and I've had a cousin of mine died. All these three people, all these people I mentioned, I loved a great deal. And I can't work and I can't live this way. There's been some occasions I wanted to commit suicide. When the triggers had started royally for me right after my brother died, I couldn't deal with it. I will tell you that when my mother had died back in 2013, I had support group. I was a caregiver to my mother and a partial caregiver to my brother because his back and his knees, but he was the primary caregiver for my mother at the time. We had 8 years difference, him and me. And we went to meeting halls left and right. He was a recovering alcoholic. His anniversary was in '85. He had a long term. He'd be called an old timer in the halls. And we supported on each other. We leaned on each other. We leaned on a lot of things. So the emotional impact wasn't as bad because I kept busy and I kept shoving all of it, all that pain and grief and everything else aside. I had to function. I had to live. And during that time, I was going to school. I started school in 2015 or 2016. My brother already had problems with his heart already. He already had heart disease issues. My mother had heart disease. My grandmother, my great aunt, the family has heart disease issues in the bloodline of the Camerons. But I had heart surgery, and I hadn't had any heart issues after that. At the age of 4 years old, I died already. Maybe that counted for something. I don't know. But it's hard for me to talk about the family history like this. It's hard to talk for me to talk like this. And the thing is, for self help, I've been doing YouTubes, talking to myself, but also probably talking to a few other people who've been going through mental health illnesses or crises, just by always talking about my own issues as my example to people and how I'm trying to survive. And during this COVID situation, while we had a 2 year lockdown, that was the only way for me to keep my sanity going. My body was still going to shit. I've also got issues with my bowels as well. Well, I can't close up tightly as I used to a long time ago. So it's always constantly messy. I have to use diapers all the time. I haven't had my eyes tested in over 20 years. I've had insurance when I was working over at Walmart, and we had vision services through that. And actually, about 10, 15 years. And these are computer glasses that no longer are able for me to look at even the print on the page or even on the screen. It's been that long ago. And I've been trying to repair the damn thing with duct tape ever since. Glasses are not cheap. Never have been. Anyway, I'm not liking doing this to give out a medical report of how I'm doing. It's not the easiest damn thing for me to put this on video of what my condition is. I feel ashamed enough as it is, and I feel embarrassed. I've had a lot of mental issues that have been keeping me from doing the things I should be doing. And I've been losing a hell of a lot of sleep. Can't seem to concentrate as much sometimes. I'm not quite sure what to do anymore. And it scares me to contemplate the idea that I'm going to be needing a caregiver in my, I don't know when. I'm still able to function a bit, but to the medical professional or reading and watching this video, this is what I've been going through. The past 20 years have not been kind to me or my body. I even had a slip and fall when I was working at Walmart. Dark at night, and I hit black ice, hit my tailbone. Never felt the same since. I had never been diagnosed as having nervous and mental conditions growing up as a kid because they considered it white lab coat syndrome. Every time I had gone into doctor's offices, the blood pressure would always rise. When I had staples taken out of my chest at the age of 4 years old back in 1970, I felt every damn pain of it. And I had every thing being implanted mentally in the back of my brain of being totally afraid and hating the medical profession with a passion. And yes, I did have the PTSD, but nobody would care to diagnose me as such. No, I had country doctors who kept telling me that I'm fine. Suck it up as a man. My life hasn't been, I don't know what could have been normal. My mother did the best she could. My big brother, he already had mental health issues going in. He came out of the Navy even worse because he had things happening to him that should not have happened. And he comes out being a drug abuser and alcoholic. And he already had those things going into the place. And my mother and I had to toss him out a couple of years after he got discharged. He came back a few months later looking worse. We had to take him back in. There was no choice. We could not leave our family members like that. And he worked hard on his recovery. My brother did. And I stayed with him throughout several years of him going into the program. But people kept noticing I had different things about me too, that I was starting to fit certain patterns that the alcoholics were looking at. I didn't drink at the time. I just had the mental health illnesses going on. I had the anger issues. I had the denial issues. And I was going crazy. And I didn't even realize it. But I had to keep working. I had to keep working. Hell, I even went to college being immature, and I couldn't deal with it, so I had to be thrown into the working world. Well, that's, shit happens, I guess. Well, but now, what's the immediate priority? I got a machine that's breaking down. I need to get repaired and replaced, which means I need a sleep study. I need new glasses. I need to be retested for vision. But I'm also needing to deal with the sleep issues at this point because I'm not getting any sleep. I get cat naps. When I go to classes, I'm starting to nod off. And what scares me is nodding off for like 15 to 20 to 30 minutes and never even realizing it. That hasn't happened yet in class, but I'm afraid it's happening. And I don't want it to happen. I've had that kind of situation happening at home once or twice. And it scared me to the point where I'm rattling my cage and I'm doing this tell all about me and my medical conditions and my mental health conditions right now. This is what I am right now. This is all I am. And I'm sorry for letting you guys at the doctor's office review this thing because you guys don't have the time for it. This is an audio log. This is an audio drama log of what's going on with me. I have been, I have had the COVID shots all the way through boosters. I haven't kept up with any of my other inoculations. I'm not looking forward to having my ass shot off. Thank you very much. Tetanus and tetanus shots and me in the ass don't mix. I need to sit on my ass. Thank you very much. I haven't had the flu or the pneumonia shot in a while. But that's about it. One more major thing. Crucial, I should have said this in the beginning. I am allergic to penicillin. I'll say that again. I am allergic to penicillin. That is the only medication I am allergic to that will kill me. I've had too much of it as a young kid, and my body rejected it after a time. I can take the mycins, I can take the zithromaxes, but I cannot take penicillin or its family. None of the psyllin family. No psyllin. Unless you want me to die on you. I'm not looking forward to dying just yet. I'm scared enough right now as it is. This is this is it, I guess. My name's John Cameron Weaver. And I guess I'll see you doctors when I see you.